Imagine if life had an undo button. Oh, the glorious moments that we could all erase. But unfortunately, in our journey through the digital realm, there is no CTRLZ for real life blunders. Instead, we are being presented with a front row ticket to the cancel culture circus, where one wrong post can actually turn us from a lion tamer to the main attraction. Now, I don't know about you, but each time when I think about the word cancel, it actually reminds me of the thing that my TV remote would actually do. It'll just cancel the show, or just, even better, turn off the television. But in this digital realm of ours, it has taken to a whole different level. We would just put the label cancel on anything that bothers us on the slightest. And today, in the digital world, the interpretation towards what cancel culture is has actually transcended into a whole different ballgame. It's like literally you are scrolling through Instagram and you are double tapping cute husky videos, and then you're being hit with a virtual tsunami called cancel culture. It's like trying to enjoy a serene day at the beach and then realizing that you have forgotten your sunscreen. Except that the burn comes from the scorching spotlight of public opinion. Now, if we travel down memory lane, the term cancel culture originated from Black Twitter, a community of Black users who used Twitter as a platform to discuss issues pertaining to race and culture. It came into popularity in the early 2010s, primarily as a way to hold celebrities, public figures, corporations accountable for their actions, and especially if these actions are deemed to be offensive, hurtful, and insensitive. So cancel culture, I've forgotten to say, is basically a way for groups of people online to be able to make your voices louder, and so to ensure that responsible people face consequences for going against things that society think is right. But it's not always that simple. It's a mix of good and bad. It's good, yes, because it holds people accountable. But it's not so good because it could actually turn into a big online fight. A couple of months ago, an American creator was actually cancelled due to a remark that she published on the internet. And when I told my grandmother about it, she went in the most Sabahan way possible. What is cancel culture? And I tried explaining to her in a broad brush, in the simplest way possible, but instead of getting that injection of hope, encouragement, and positivity, she went, "That's why you become content creator. I told you to become doctor, engineer, lawyer, so people don't bully you." But let us not cancel her, okay? I generate quite a bit of a revenue for getting her on my videos. So if you cancel her, I may not be able to, pay my ticket fly back to KK. I want you to imagine this. You're looking at your phone, about to publish a caption that captures your thoughts in real time. It is exhilarating, liberating even, to be able to share your ideas to the world. And then you realize that something went missing. Think about it. In this digital era, where our words travel at the speed of light, how do we actually balance the thrill of exercising our freedom of speech with the repercussion of those words? You see, because the real challenge is to be able to figure out ways on how we can make people answer for what they do without having to accidentally stop them from speaking their minds. Because cancel culture can be good for calling out bad behaviors, but we need to be able to ask ourselves if it goes a little bit too far. Are we actually really encouraging a healthy discussion of ideas, or are we actually exchanging of ideas, or are we actually creating a culture, where people are afraid to speak up their minds for fear of being attacked online? You see, I am a content creator, and I've created myriads of contents, be it for the purpose of entertainment or education, with, of course, an injection of humor, or else people will not be bothered to watch my videos. And one of the many videos that I've actually created is actually about my identity. You see, I am from Sabah, who once studied in Kuala Lumpur. And each time when I hop into a taxi or a Grab, I would occasionally, and each time when I speak the Malay slang, the Sabahan slang, I apologize, I would always be presented with the question of, "Sabah to Malaysia, how long, hey, bro, boy, I want to ask you, in Sabah you have airport. In Sabah, is it true? I heard from my friends that you guys actually live on trees. And from Sabah to Malaysia, How long, by boat? And it gets even better. So I recently had a conversation with an individual. Mind you, this is a personal conversation that I had on WhatsApp. It is not an extraction from Google. It is literally a conversation that I had with a salesman in KL, as I've recently purchased a car from here and not from Sabah due to a number of reasons, which I will not get into the details. But here's the interesting part. He asked me, so, bila nak ambil kereta and time? And I answered, later I update you, okay, in the most Malaysian way possible. Maybe lambat sikit, because we are from Sabah. Now, for the purpose of context, the reason why I said that is because at that time of writing, I was actually in Sabah. So I wasn't so certain as to when will I be flying to KL to collect the car. And guess what he answered? It's 2023, and I couldn't believe myself that it's still actually happening. He goes, tapi the car in Malaysia or Sabah? At this point, I gave up already. And I answered, what do you mean Malaysia or Sabah, yeah? And he goes, if later kereta goes to Sabah, you must tell me. Because insurance kena change address to Sabah address. I gave up twice. Albert, why? So welcome to the life of a Sabahan in this country we called Malaysia. So this misrepresentation all started in 2016. And since I know that this tragedy of misrepresentation happened to so many of my friends from Sabah and Sarawak, it actually inspired me to start a YouTube channel and introduce an episode called Get It Right. So basically, Get It Right is an episode where I would address issues pertaining to Sabah and Sarawak with hope that people who watches it would be able to get it right. So throughout the many episodes where I would express my unhappiness, sadness, frustration, and anger due to the misrepresentation of my identity, while I received thousands of positive comments from friends from Sabah, Sarawak, and even Peninsula, I've also received backlashes, hate comments, and also being lambasted very negatively from so many people, which, it came in the package. But despite getting those criticisms and backlashes, which is inevitable when it comes to the digital world, despite producing hundreds of videos and amassing tens of millions of views, I am, thankfully, still not cancelled. And you might be wondering, you might be able to find all sorts of answers as to how to overcome cancel culture on Google. But here's my personal answers, having to have experience being critical in the digital world. Our words carry a lot of power. Our words are a powerful tool for connection, influence, and expression. It could build bridges or create barriers. It could inspire admiration or evoke disdain. And being able to recognize the impact of our voice would allow us to be able to use them more intentionally and responsibly in our interaction with others. So despite getting frustrated that my identity is often misrepresented, I made sure that I expressed my thoughts carefully and responsibly by using the right choice of words. Knowing your facts is crucial to avoid cancellation. It builds credibility and it prevents the spread of misinformation. You see, a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken, there was a video that transpired on the internet where a political figure actually advised to the public that if you drink hot water, it will be able to eradicate all the virus in your throat. It'll be able to rid all the bacteria and the virus. And you know what happened? Not only did this person got cancelled, but I strongly believe that his political career might have potentially ended. Finally, finding the right balance between speaking your mind and managing emotions. Striking this balance is essential for effective communication. It increases the likelihood that your message is understood and respected, because speaking recklessly would be able to harm your reputation, despite how true they are. So inject some humor, respect your audience, use the right choice of words, and know your facts. Ladies and gentlemen, in our quest to be able to find that fine line between freedom of speech and responsible expression, let us all remember that it is not about stifling voices. It is about elevating the conversation. It is not about canceling culture, but it is about nurturing a culture of empathy, understanding, and accountability. Because at the end of the day, it is not about the words that we type or the tweets that we share. It is about the impact that we have on each other's lives. So let us build a digital realm, and let us be able to choose our words wisely. Let us listen with open hearts, and let us build a digital realm where our collective humanity will shine brighter than any cancel culture could ever dim. My name is Shamil, and I thank you very much.